Hey traders, this is Cousin Vinny coming to you on Monday night, looking at the week of May 31st, first week of June, which if you read Stock Traders Almanac tends to be a bullish week. So that said, this is the S&P 500, and you can see we had a breakout area here at the 1344 area, which failed, and we cruised down here and found support and created a pivot point just above the 100 EMA, and we had this descending channel that we were in. Okay, if you look at some of the other indexes, we had a similar pattern. We had a bounce at the 100 EMA. We have basically an ascending triangle, which prices tend to get tighter and tighter, and eventually with ascending triangles they tend to break to the upside. So I'm not saying that's what's going to happen here, but that's what I'm looking at this point in time. The Russell, similar pattern. We traded in this descending channel. Okay, and looking for a break higher. Okay, this trend continues to move higher. So that's IWM. Looking at the emerging markets, they've had quite a swing, but they bounced off the 200 EMA, and note stochastics are oversold, turning higher. So I would look for these to strengthen as well. So a lot of this has to do with the Euro US dollar. Okay, Euro's banging on a nice base. I'm looking for this to the bounce around the 200 EMA, the 61.8 fib level. Okay, I'm looking for this to get back up to this trend line, 146 to 148 level, which I might look at as a short at that point and take another consideration. But for now, this is looking like it wants to move higher. Okay, if you want to be bullish commodities, you have to be paying attention to the Aussie dollar US dollar pair. Okay, so you want to see the Aussie dollar moving higher here. Okay, we did the euro. Also, the carry trade is telling you pretty much the same thing. DBV, you want to see this move higher, which would be definitely good for, or typically better for, or good for equities. Okay. The dollar fund, the power shares UUP, we traded this on this uptrend off of this lower trend line here on this counter trend rally, and we subsequently got out close to the 100 EMA. I'm watching for this to roll over further as stochastics are overbought and can move lower here a bit more on momentum there. So that's UUP. DXY looks the same. Okay. Oops. Yep. So you can see DXY, we had this descending channel. We moved up to the 100 EMA and we got out just before this thing rolled over. GLD is a little bit more strong than SLV. Okay, we had this trend break off the 50 EMA, a bounce higher. Okay, we are overbought here, so keep that in mind. SLV, I'm not playing this trade per se. I think Crazy Canuck is playing it, but I'm looking for this to bang out in a range before this moves back higher. I could be wrong, but that's what I'm looking at. Copper, you want to see copper move higher for what did I type there? Copper. You want to see if this continue to move higher in this descending channel and break out, which would be good for equities. Okay. 20-year bond TLT, this is tending to move a little higher as well. I'm also watching some of the sectors that were with some of these sectors, these defensive sectors, having made a run the past couple of months. XLV, XLU, not so much, but and XLP, I'm looking for some of this money to rotate out of these sectors and into some of the sectors I'm watching, which is XLB, and I may take some positions accordingly these next couple of weeks. Okay, so I'm looking for this to bounce higher, and XLB, you can look at this link here and give you all the XLB components for the S&P, and there's quite a few in here that actually have nice charts. I think ECL was one, if I'm not mistaken, had a nice chart. Probably better if I just do this here. ECL. That one already took off. I know VMC looked well. And we have this nice descending channel here, holding off our previous low. This is a daily. So, looking for a mean reversion here on VMC. PPG was another one with a nice channel here. Depending on how you look at this, held above the 200, which it could still see conceivably, and it's just below the 100 EMA. The EMAs are starting to move a little bit lower, so I'm watching PPG. CLF is another one I'm keeping an eye on. None of these trades I'm actually going to take just yet, but I am watching them just the same. Okay, so that's Cliffs Natural Resources, CLF. PCX, we traded off this lower trend line just like we did here, up to the 23 level, and on Friday we had a little bit of selling at that level again. Notice how this 100 EMA has been resistance. I'm looking for this to trade higher actually. Look for some of those stocks in the XLV, XLU, XLP, some of that money to rotate out possibly, and these stocks to get back up to levels that they were at once before. Extend this trend line out. I'm looking for that to be a retrace, possibly a short level here that Stephen Place had mentioned over on his site. I tend to agree with him there that we could see these get back up into that level. Of course, we've been trading these for over a week and a half now, so we've been watching them as well. BTU, CNX, and PCX. MWV, Mead West Vico. I like this one because of the strength for the most part. We didn't sell off too bad. We have Bollinger Bands squeezing. We could get back up to this upper Bollinger Band and conceivably break out here. Stochastics is oversold. This is one of those stocks on the sector spiders for the XLB. Okay, so keep an eye on that and volume. It's one of the ones I'll be watching this week. International paper is another one I'm checking out. Notice this level here that it broke out above, came back and retested, and now it looks like we may continue back higher. I'm looking for the 33 level for sure, so we got 2 points there conceivably on international paper. We've traded this before. I think we traded this down here off of this 200 EMA, and we got this move here. Sprint, probably not going to trade this for a few days. I'm looking for this to consolidate in this area. You get a stock that runs up like this, it needs to regroup and to replenish its supplies using military metaphors like Edwards and McGee does mention in their book Technical Trading. and of course US Steel, which is also on the list along with AKS. Although I like both of them actually. X we're already in. You can see the best price action we've seen in quite some time. I think we got into this trade, started adding calls in this area here, and I'm back to about break even now. So I'll wait and see what happens at this upper trend line and see if we make it back above that and break out higher. If not, I'll just take the trade off flat for the most part. I've been in it for a couple of weeks now. Alright, this is Cousin Vinny coming to you from Day Trading Radio. Remember to come check us out for a 2-week free trial, and we'll talk to you in the room on Tuesday. Take care and remember to take profits.